I got this shirt when I was in college. This is one I got from Macy's. This is something that I would strongly not recommend. This is an 18, if you notice right off the bat. It's an XXXL 34-35. The collar on this is absolute garbage. I have ironed it so many times and it doesn't hold an iron very well, and when you go to put the tie on, it doesn't even go over the tie, so this doesn't even hold that well. This is one of those cheap shirts you can get from Macy. I got like 3 or 4 of them and they lasted very limited amount of time. And if you notice here, I have these fraying right there in the French cuff area. This is not the only place, but you see it's quite drastic. And another thing about this is the hem here is starting to come undone, and it's really difficult for this shirt to even hold an iron. A lot of times it wrinkles relatively easy. You see this right here, it's called Club Room. This is from Macy's. So it claims to be made in Nicaragua, and honestly, when I first got it, it was perfectly fine, but after like the second or third wash, it just started falling apart. And I would strongly suggest that if you see stuff like this, don't buy it, because you're basically throwing your money away when you could buy a couple really nice shirts. And a shirt like this, I strongly would not recommend it. Right off the bat, you notice it's a little different. And this is Stafford, so this is from JCPenney's. I also bought this when I was in college. And if you notice here, this shirt did me well for so many years. Now, the issue with this one is if you notice, it's starting to bubble in here in the collar in here. You can see it right there. What that means is the glue is starting to separate here in the on the collar. So when you have this tied like this, you can clearly see right there, and I just do not like the way that looks. And let's see here if we can get a better closer up here. But you see right there in the light, you can see it. And then when you have the tie, you can clearly see it right there on your neck as it goes down. And it just bothers me, and I don't know if it's polyester or what, but so it's cotton and polyester. So this shirt actually does not breathe very well either. So that's another reason that I would strongly suggest, if you are looking for a shirt that breathes, that this would not be it, because polyester does not breathe very well. At least this does not. There are certain fabrics I think that do have polyester that can, but this one not so much. And if you notice, it doesn't wrinkle that much. And this is a barrel cuff model, and I've had this for many years and it has yet to start fraying. So honestly, I would say this is basically a bare minimum here as far as what you're looking for. I honestly would go a little more than this, but if you are on a budget and you are looking for something to get yourself by, this is a JCPenney shirt. And honestly, I think if you just needed a dress shirt and you only wore it like every 6 months, every year or whatnot, I think it would do you just fine. But honestly, if you're using it every day or using it, I would say even a couple times a month, I would strongly suggest moving on to a better quality. If you notice here, it's starting to separate right there. It's fraying, and it's fraying right here as well. It's fraying. So this shirt is starting to meet its demise, more especially because it's separating right here. So what I mean by this is, for example, when you look at lapels that are glued together, you'll start seeing the bubbling. You get that right here in this collar, and it's extremely noticeable. And you're also starting to get it right here in the sleeve as well. You can see the bubbling in here, right there. You can see it clearly. And that's just sad, because this is a nice shirt, and this is a Charles Tyrwhitt shirt. And this would probably be the bare minimum that I would suggest if you're looking to getting into men's dress shirts as a budget. This would be Charles Tyrwhitt or even Brooks Brothers, but I would say Charles Tyrwhitt, and I will give my reason why. So if you notice here, I mentioned this in the Charles Tyrwhitt video. I don't know why, but I can never get these to iron down, and that's really irritating. But I've had these shirts for 3 years, and they are immaculate. And I mean, I can iron them and use 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 them. And they are relatively well. So I didn't iron these shirts on purpose, so you can see what they look like before they're ironed. This shirt does take an iron very well. It breathes extremely well in the Texas heat. I love this shirt. I can wear it. I have 3 or 4 of them. Now, this is something about Charles Tyrwhitt that I will mention here, is that you can get these a lot of the times 3 for, I think it's like $150, $180, and then sometimes they even have better than that. So please do keep that in mind. You notice here, nothing is fraying. I've had these shirts for many years. I mean, 2 or 3 years at least, and these get daily use, if not weekly use, of me using these shirts constantly. And I put them in a rotation so that way that none gets worn out really fast. And honestly, that's the best part about like Charles Tyrwhitt or Brooks Brothers, is if you look at these shirts, relatively easy for you to save your money. And if you want to just buy 3 or 4 at a time, it's a perfect thing to do and a way to save money. And that way you're not buying cheaper stuff that you're going to have to replace relatively quick. Whereas if you buy something like this, it will last you quite a long time, and they have a significant amount of neck sizes, and this is sleeve length here. I should have got a longer sleeve length, so do pay attention to the size guide when you get Charles Tyrwhitt suits. And that will lead me into the video that I'm going to leave for this one, which will be Charles Tyrwhitt. If you haven't subscribed to my Instagram, please do so down below in the description. If you want to contact me, that's the best place to contact me. What are some other budget shirts that you guys like? Do you guys like Haas and Curtis? Do you guys like Spear McKay? Anything else? Let me know down in the comments. And for daily content, like I said, please follow my Instagram. If I haven't earned a subscription yet, hopefully today's an earned subscription, and y'all have a wonderful day.